Dementia affects many people. Some of the symptoms of dementia, things like memory loss, issues with concentration span and feeling lost in an environment that you know well, can make it difficult for people to manage day to day and can really affect their confidence and that of their carers. So using technology and home automation can really help people to stay as independent as long as possible.
Hi Gran.
Hello love. Nice to see you. How are you doing?
Good.
Good, that's good. What have you been doing with yourself today?
Oh, not much.
Not much.
The new place looks lovely though.
Oh, it's great. But I've got an awful job with all these newfangled things. I'm needing somebody to show me how to do it.
Well, I can do that.
Oh, well, that would be great.
Yeah.
My name's Karen Shaw, I'm the Development Advisor for East Dunbartonshire Council. So my role is to increase the supply of affordable housing and regenerate disadvantaged communities. We work in partnership with social work through all of our developments to identify any properties that we could use for particular needs, and the smart flat was brought forward to us by social work as a potential way of showcasing the technology that's available for people who have got certain disabilities or impairments.
Well, the facility is, if you like, a demonstration site that allows us to showcase to individuals, to their families, to other professionals, to nurses, to social workers, to housing officers, what's possible in an environment that can support people that might otherwise be being considered for some form of residential care.
Well, the flat is an amazing opportunity, not only to demonstrate technology that might assist older people and disabled people, but also to look at inclusive design that may also help people when they're thinking about replacing their furniture or redecorating their flat. Occupational therapists and sensory impairment workers were included in looking at the decoration and fitting out of the flat. So we hope that during the video we'll be able to demonstrate some of the more interesting features.
The first visible sign you would see after coming into the main close at the front door is a video door entry system, which allows the resident, the service user, to actually view on their television who is actually calling at the front door.
Good morning, Mrs Brown. It's Violet Mackay, the district nurse.
Come in.
Here we go.
What we hope to do, certainly from involving occupational therapists, was ensure that we maximise within, what's a small but, domestic environment, some features that we could use for demonstration to the wider public, and particularly to disabled people, of some bathroom design features, kitchen design features that they may want to incorporate in their own home.
The alarm is a lifeline. That's one of the latest alarm systems, connected to the control centre, the council's control centre and emergency response centre at Broomhill. The initial alarm comes with a pendant, which the service user can press in an emergency to summon help and talk to the operators in the emergency response centre. We can also add an additional 35 different sensors to that alarm, varying from smoke detectors, flood detectors, depending on the circumstances.
We look at the place that people are living in, and we look at the person who's staying in there, and we look at how that person interacts with the place. So prevention wise, we look at like the electricity supply, the number of sockets they've got, so that people don't overload sockets. We look at the way that they cook their food, the appliances that are available for them, and then when all that fails and the possibility is they could have a fire, then we look at the ways to detect that and warn us, and that's when we start looking at the protection when we mobilise. There's heat detection in here. That means that we don't get the nuisance calls that you would get with smoke detection, because people burn toast, whereas with a heat detector that'll detect the rapid rise that you would get from a kitchen fire. Elsewhere in the house we would look for smoke detection so that the earliest possible alarm of fire is given to the person. Also for in here we look at things like strobe alarms, where a normal fire alarm isn't suitable, it just wouldn't give the person the warning. So you look at maybe having a strobe strobe light that would give them the warning, the vibrating disc under the pillow, which would wake them up in the night, and they see that the light's flashing and they know that the smoke alarm is actuated. You look at the possibility that they'll have a fire, but also you look at what happens if they do have a fire, how they're going to react, how they're going to get out. So the fact that you have a telecare system in here where the alarm actuates and goes through to a call centre, then immediately you have the possibility that someone can provide advice and communication with the resident to assure them that assistance is on the way.
Hello, which flat were you in?
That one here.
The ground floor flat?
Yeah.
Was there anybody else in there?
No, just myself.
What's in fire?
There's something in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
In the kitchen.
And where's your
yes.
kitchen?
It's at the back.
At the back, that's fine. You just sit there and don't move, okay? Ross, casualty.
The smoke detector is coded in such a way that when it gets the call goes to the control centre. If it was busy in the control centre at the time, a smoke detector call would jump to the front of the queue because of the emergency nature of it. Every person would be assessed for what was appropriate to them. Currently using a wrist fall detector, which is like a wristwatch. It has a button on it like the pendant that they can press in an emergency. But it's also capable of identifying a fall if they go down with quite hard with a thump. After 15-20 seconds it would send a call to say that a fall had been detected.
Do not worry, your alarm telephone is dialing for assistance. Your call has been accepted.
Hello, Mrs. Brown. You're through the control room on your falls detector. Is everything all right?
OK, Mrs. Brown. I'll get the rapid response team to attend. Bye just now.
Okay, so.
All right, hang on till I get my glasses on.
Okay.
Right.
Right, so just to start it off, you push this centre button here and it says slide to unlock. You just slide this along.
The flat's been equipped with some elements of home automation, and although this is not currently council provision, it is commercially available. This sort of equipment has tremendous potential for the future. Users can remotely control elements within their homes such as security, entertainment and their own comfort, without having to ask others to do this for them. And this sort of thing maintains people's independence and choice, as well as giving them security in their own home.
You've got your dimmer lights up on top and you can just have a look at it and slide them to whatever, how dim or how bright you want the lights at the time.
Right.
And because you know how you can't see in the kitchen when you're cooking, you've got this light which can show you.
It's right. Oh, there, that's good.
One of the other features that we have is a keyless lock that's linked to the system, and a keyless lock uses codes that you put in to open the door and also to close the door.
From a health professional perspective, the electronic keypad system is actually a really useful piece of kit. Every service has an individual key number. So for example, say the health service was 1111, I would input my number. A text or an email is then sent to the person's relative. They then know that someone has actually come into the home, so people know when each service is in.
With the bogus caller button, the police are very proactive in this area with bogus callers, and we work very closely with them.
East Dunbartonshire, along with Police Scotland, they have protocols in place under the heading of Aware, Alert and Respond. And basically the Aware is when we attend community events and handing out posters and leaflets and making the general public aware of bogus activity. The Alert, again, is when we find out bogus activity is in the area. What we do is we send an alert out to all the partner agencies to make them aware that bogus activity is in the general area. So if we have care workers going into vulnerable people, they're already aware that the possibility of bogus workmen in the area, and they would report anything that was suspicious, or if anything came up in the conversation which would hopefully negate a long delay or it could be just the last piece of the jigsaw. And obviously the respond is to respond to bogus incidents, and Police Scotland has a very robust set of procedures and protocols to investigate and deal with bogus crime which affects the vulnerable within East Dunbartonshire.
The flat has a demonstration bathroom that people can come and see an example of a wet floor shower area. It's also been equipped with a wash and dry toilet, and this is going to be a really useful facility when you're bringing disabled people who may need these things in their own homes, at least to come along and have a look and see for themselves what that looked like and how that might fit into their own environment. It also has wash basins set at wheelchair user height with a mirrored bathroom cabinet which can be used either by a standing person, or you can still see yourself if you're seated at the wash hand basin. The shower unit here has visual and audio displays which I can demonstrate. This shower has large, easy to understand displays to increase the temperature or decrease the temperature, to increase the power or to decrease the flow. This is found to be extremely useful for people with visual impairments. It could also be useful as a simple shower operation for people with dementia, and it's been reported that this shower has been successfully used by people with learning disabilities. I'm going to increase the temperature to demonstrate the LED display. I'll decrease the temperature now, and you'll hear that there's an audio signal as well as a visual signal. In the bedroom, the decoration has been done to benefit sensory impairment people, as in the rest of the flat, with contrast between the doors and the walls, which have been finished in a matte colour, so that nowhere are you getting sort of glare from the sunlight that could confuse people. The theme of contrast is also demonstrated by the light switches, which are in a dark colour so that they are easily locatable. You'll see in the cupboard that there is a glass panel. This lets people easily locate the wardrobe because they can see the clothes inside it, and there's a light switch there so that the clothes are illuminated so they can easily make the selection of the clothing that they want to wear. The vanity unit, dressing table mirror, it is hinged on both sides and be closed over. It has been found that people with dementia, if they catch sight of themselves unawares, can often become quite distressed. So if this is a problem, the two sides of the mirror can be closed over, thus avoiding them catching sight of their own reflection.
In the bedroom here, for demonstration purposes, we have an epilepsy sensor, which is a mat fitted under the mattress in the bed that will detect tonic-clonic seizures overnight. There's also a bed occupancy sensor in there, which will detect somebody if they get out of bed during the night and don't return within a certain time.
The kitchen has been fitted out with appliances that should be helpful because they have glass doors, so for people who have visual impairment they can see in to see what's happening in the cooker, what's in the fridge.
That one there is what?
Oh, that's the blinds right there. You can control your blinds remotely.
Future generations, when they become older, will have grown up with this type of technology, will know how to use it very well, and will be able, quite intuitively to interact with systems that are there within their own environments.
So the roller blinds are the blinds at the back, and they will come down.
That's magic.
I know. What can I say?
What can you say?
And the vertical blinds are the same.
They're the ones at the front. My goodness. That's wonderful.
There you go.
Marvellous, isn't it?
The system can be interfaced in a number of ways. It can be interfaced by using the remote control that comes with the system. And it has a display with a menu on it that you can pick from, and it's backlit so that you can see it clearly. And it's yellow text on black, which is easier to see if you have visual impairment. Or it can be navigated using the smart television. And also it can be used with smartphone or a suitable Android phone or an iPad.
There are many opportunities in what's being demonstrated here to alert people to the way that technology can play into helping people to regain some of the capacity or capability that they might have lost, you know, if they've had to go into hospital or if they've suffered a setback or a health event that's maybe left them lacking in confidence or not able maybe to approach some of the things that they previously were able to do. With the support of professionals, this kind of setup can enable people to start to work again at regaining some of that confidence, some of that skill and some of that capability.
Well, that was good. But you're going to have to come back because I don't know if I'll remember all that. Okay?
Okay.
So you'll need to come back and show me again. Right.
Agreed.
Okay, but it was nice to see you.
It was nice to see you too.